one thing Edison did invent, for 100% genuine Edison invention, that we use every day, probably, most of us.
Is it nasal hair clippers?
No, it's not even an object.
It's not an object.
No.
So it's a way of being. Sarcasm.
Yeah, he invented sarcasm.
Oh, right, yeah. Right.
Sure. Oh, yeah. It's actually a word. A word, yeah.
Is it Zugzwang?
No. The Germans have that, but very good.
I don't know if I use that every day.
You wouldn't use zigzag every day unless you were a chess
I've
player.
used it 4 times today.
Yeah.
Well, you're fine till Thursday, then, aren't you?
Crikey. Crikey?
No, not crikey. No, it's
Flocky knocky nihilipilification.
He didn't invent that word, but well done for knowing it. Which means?
The act of assessing something as worthless.
Very correct, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. The word is, it's a simple word of greeting.
Hello.
That's the word.
You invented hello.
I've
He
heard a
invented
different story
hello.
about that.
H-E-L-L-O. The word that existed before is hello, H-U-L-L-O, which never meant a greeting. It just meant an expression of surprise. Hello, what have we got here? Hello, what's this? We still use it.
Do we?
Sense. Hello, what's that? Don't we, Bill?
Yes, yes. When we live our life like 1950s detective film. I often go to my fridge and I'm, hello, without a milk. I say, Mother, where's the milk?
You beast, you utter beast.
When they went round Jeffrey Dahmer's house and they found a human head in the fridge, they went, hello.
It's maybe just a little camp, I think.
Oh, is it camp?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
No, like that. I said there was a greeting. Said people, hello, dear, hello, sailor.
Well, no, I think it's a bit of surprise as well.
Hello.
Yeah, there's more surprise.
It's been
than greeting.
appropriated by the gays. It's one of those.
Anyway.
Oh, hello.
Hi, sailor.
But originally,
Hello.
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 Originally, all right, very
There
good.
was a story about hello, though. There was a story that there was a competition in the Evening Standard, and they said, well, you know, we want to find out what's the thing that you're going to say when you answer the phone. And they had a competition, people voted on it, and hello came out #1. And what came second was a hi. Which, if you watch The Simpsons, is how Mr. Burns answers the phone.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, what it is that was Alexander Graham Bell's favoured method of answering the phone, was to go ahoy, ahoy.
Which I still use.
Do you? Good for you. Good for you. Whereas I get mocked for using hello.
On the phone? No, that's perfectly acceptable.
It's a surprise. Hello, what's going on, Lord?
Stephen, what was the last thing that made you go, hello?
It was a genital wart.
Was it a genital? I knew it would be something to do with genitals. I knew it.
See?
No, hello happened to be one of Edison's favourite words. When he first recorded sound, he shouted halloo, which is actually a cry from the hunting field, a view halloo. So halloo was the first recorded word. And he reckoned, Edison, that it sounded very clear. He discovered this while testing Alexander Graham Bell's prototype. So the first written use of hello, spelt with an E, is in a letter from Edison in 1887. Complete the following sentence using the appropriate adverb. That's the word that usually ends in ly. So, the first practical dishwasher was invented to wash dishes more quickly.
Yes.
Oh dear, no.
Thoroughly.
Nor thoroughly.
Cleanly.
You're doing well on the adverbs.
Yes, I've
But
used
it's
several
neither
adverbs.
quickly nor cleanly.
More often than women could be asked to.
Daily.
Not more.
See what I did there?
Not more daily, no. It's
Steamily.
Profoundly.
Slowly.
not more slowly, but
Fastly.
Safely.
safely is the right answer. Well done. Well done, Jessica. Excellent. Yeah, the inventor was an American woman, and she was very rich, so she didn't need to wash the dishes herself. So it wasn't done as a labour.
Mrs. Hotpoint.
Her name was Cochrane.
Oh, mama.
Joe.
Oh, you thought Raymond Davis was foxy.
Yeah. She was from a quite grand family. Her great-great-grandfather, John Crazy Fitch, invented the steamboat because he said, I'm going to get this boat, it's going to have steam driving the wheels.
You're crazy, John! You're crazy!
It just sort of stuck.
Just watch me.
Yeah. But she had 17th century porcelain, which she was very fond, and her servants were forever chipping it as they washed up. And one night, she actually dismissed them for the evening, said, I'm going to wash up and show you how it can be done without chipping. And she found she was chipping things, so she said, I need to invent a machine that will wash without chipping. So the idea of the racks, to put them all in separately so they never knock against each other. And it was a huge success. And when her husband died in 1883, leaving her virtually penniless, she actually needed it. She built a small one and a big one, and a big one could do 200 dishes in 2 minutes and dry them. It cost $250, which was a huge amount then. We're talking about the 1880s. It was really hotels and big institutions that bought them, but it won first prize at the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893.
Is that her there?
That's the wonderful World's Fair of Chicago, which was a great event in its own. They had the world's first Ferris wheel, designed by George
Clooney.
and Mildred. First Ferris wheel.
George Ferris.
Yes, well done. You see, you've made up for a little bit of embarrassment early on. What did Prince Albert invent?
Oh, a cock ring. The comb over.
Bizarrely, there was something he actually did invent, which is not quite as intimate as the item of piercing jewellery that you referred to.
A cutlass.
No. He and Victoria married, they were very young, they were 20 years old, and she was very nervous, and she wrote a diary, as you may know, and it was quite an intimate diary, and she described the wedding night, the actual events, not the full physical details, but she described the experience as both gratifying and bewildering. Isn't that rather wonderful?
We've all been there.
So anyway, they enjoyed enough to have 9 children, and what he invented was a device that allowed them to lock the bedroom door from the bed, to give them marital privacy. Isn't that rather splendid? Oh. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I just...
Yeah. So, but he wore very tight trousers, and this myth grew up in the middle of the 20th century that he somehow anchored his penis to one side of his body or another by means of some sort of ring that was therefore able to pull it backwards so that it wasn't on show at parties because he was a Victorian and it would have been rude wearing such tight trousers. But there is no evidence for this. What did cricketer Thomas White invent in 1771?
The Yorker.
The Yorker?
Yeah.
To hear a German say the Yorker gives
I don't know what it means.
It's a fully pitched up ball, but it's well good. Great to hear a German.
What's googly then?
Yeah. Googly's.
Again.
Googly is a leg spinner's off spin. It's disguised. It's
Comes
very
on the back. And how does the Duck vs. Lewis method work?
Oh, nobody knows that. That's far too complicated. No, he didn't invent any particular type of bowling or of batting, but he looked at the laws of cricket and he noted that there was a rather glaring omission, and he thought he thought, splendid.
Oh, the big bat. Did he have the big bat?
Yes, he came with a bat that was wider than the wicket. This enormous bat. It was Chertsey versus Hambledon, which is the equivalent of Surrey versus Hampshire. So after 1774, they incorporated a law that said a bat must be no wider than 4.5 inches. But this fellow, Thomas White, I suppose you could call him a cheat, but he was within the laws of the game as they were at the time. And there were others. There's an American footballer called Lester Hayes. Does that ring any bells with you? Of the Oakland Raiders, who had such success as a catcher in the late 70s that he was the Defensive Player of the Year. But the reason was that he covered his hands and gloves with an adhesive called Stickum. And he actually admitted, he said, without Stickum, I couldn't catch a cold in Antarctica.
But that's so clearly cheating. They must have spotted
Well,
that.
there was no rule against
There was no rule.
They had to introduce one, which there now is. There was a jockey at Belmont in New York who, in 1923, died of a heart attack when on a horse and won. That the horse won.
Oh, right.
And, of course, the bookies didn't want to pay out. But there was a rule that said the jockey had to be in the saddle for it. There was no rule that said he had to be alive.
Well, he was a brilliant jockey, then, if he clung on even though he was dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Keep going!
Yeah.
So the lucky punters were paid out. What were chainsaws originally invented for? Proctology. Wow.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's a...
Slicing an arse in half.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you were in the right area, I have to
Really?
say.
What?
I mean,
Really?
Circumcision.
what I mean is, you began straight away with medicine. You didn't say trees or, you know, cutting down
cutting
you know,
off legs.
buildings.
Split bones and...
Bones is the right answer. Yes, in particular, it was a rather unpleasant procedure. It
Oh,
was
don't. It'll be a boy thing against a girl thing. It
well,
will
not
be.
against, you know.
Well, no,
It's doctors trying to help.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. It'll be a boy thinking a woman's taking far too long over labour, going, oh, I can't stand all that panting. I know, we'll get a chainsaw and just cut that baby out. That's what it is.
You know, you're absolutely right. It was in 1783.
That's no excuse.
It was two Scots doctors called John Aitken and James Jaffrey, and it was called a symphysiotomy, and it was a procedure to widen the pelvis if the baby's head was too large to pass through.
Oh, can you hear the high tone of all those sighs?
What I like about this picture...
It's a bit eye-watering.
It's a ladies' ward, so of course there is some baking going on
Yes.
on the left. Cake display cakes.
And I tell you what,
Buns in the oven, Stephen. You see what I did there?
In the oven.
they didn't really, darling.
I'm afraid they did. When I say chainsaw, it was literally a chain. It was like a watch chain, in fact.
Right.
It was like an up and down.
lumberjack giving it... It's a boy!
They hadn't yet invented the internal combustion engine.
And caesarean sections.
Caesarean sections have replaced the same idea. Yes, quite, exactly. It's a bit of a relief.
The caesarean section, I think. Sawing the pelvic bone in half is not as easy as maybe just a small incision. And...
But is there
I
not
know,
like-
you'd have thought they would have
Pop
made
it out
up
the sunroof.
But this was before antiseptic. It was before antiseptic surgery, and of course it was before any kind of anaesthetic.
They're not a meeting. You know what I mean? There's not a meeting where someone goes, I've got it. And they go, what? They go, chainsaw, innit?
Well, they looked at a watch chain and they said, you know, if we could sort of ease away the bone like that, rather than using a saw. I know, everyone's wincing.
Have we got another question that isn't about that?
Would it heal? Presumably not very well.
Well, they then went on to use the same thing. For example, if someone had a bit of diseased bone, they would do the same thing. They would sort of tick it in, they'd go up and down like that, and then they'd do it lower down, and the two bits would fuse together and have a stiff arm. But it would get rid of the diseased bone. It was called an osteotome. It eventually became like a chainsaw. You can see one here. That is more like a chainsaw.
You don't
Pretty
want
unpleasant.
That, you don't want that coming at you.
You really don't. You really, really don't.
I remember my wife had a baby, I remember it well. And, yeah, it was a grand day. It was a grand day. But when she had a baby, and there's a point where you go in to see the fella who's going to sort it out on the day. That's him, yeah. He's got an official title. And you go in to see him, and as the husband, he says, right, you sit there on a chair, and then he pulls the curtain across. Yes. While him and your wife are in this thing, while he has a little dabble or whatever he's doing.
It's a bit intimate, isn't it?
It's a bit like you go, I've seen it, mate. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing... This is why we're here.
Well, you don't look when that happens, though, do you, at the moment of conception? Do you actually have a look? You're looking into... Surely. Sorry.
Stephen doesn't need to know, Jason. He doesn't need to know.
You're gazing lovingly into her eyes.
Gazing lovingly at the Born Identity, which is still on the television. As you reach for your drink.
What do you think, darling, that he's got a periscope at the moment?
I'm sorry.
I don't know why you and I are having this conversation.
After the invention of the internal combustion engine, where we were getting Jeremy to his home territory now, eventually by 1920 they were small enough to be able to have a hand-powered
cut down trees.
And then they cut down trees,
yes.
exactly. Well, anyway, there you are. Chainsaws were originally invented for midwives. Which reality TV format was invented by Charlemagne's father? There's a picture of Charlemagne.
Big Brother?
It's not as well as Big Brother.
Right.
I will give you a clue.
Celebrity Big Brother? On Channel 5.
I'm a king, get me out of here.
That'll cover it. I can tell you it was presented by Dale Winton.
Supermarket sweep.
No,
Total wipeout. What else has he done?
Oh, yeah, you're pretty good. You're good.
Yeah, I know the workings
Big
of...
fan.
yeah.
You're good on Dale.
Yeah.
You probably don't know who Dale Winton is, do you?
Chap or lady?
Audience, He's a very charming gentleman, Mr. Winton. Well turned out, crisply well turned out gentleman. Very nice man.
Who was his father then?
Well, Charlemagne's father is a good question. Unlikely to have heard of him. I'd be very impressed if you have heard of him. He was Count Pepin the Short, unfortunately. But if you go back to... This is even pre-medieval. This is Dark Ages. If you go back to that time, justice was meted out in all kinds of odd ways. And one of the odd ways, it was a system of testing, which was called an ordeal.
An ordeal.
Ordeal. There were various kinds of ordeal.
So it's ordeal or no ordeal?
Oh, no. If only with Noel Edmonds we were talking about, then that would do.
Is he a lady or a man?
Is Noel Edmonds? Well, ordeals. This particular ordeal involved two people had a quarrel, and they both had to make the shape of a cross, see, and stay there. I don't know what that's about.
Someone said he's got a small penis.
Are you a real doctor?
It was called Judicium Crucis, the justice of the cross in Latin. And basically, it's a bit like those school punishments where they make you do that, if you ever did that. The one who just dropped his hands first was wrong. And it happened to the Archbishop of Paris with the Abbot of Saint-Denis. Only they would use champions to do it for them. So they would say, you on my behalf, stand for as long as you can in the cross. And in this case, the Archbishop of Paris won.
It's a pity you have to nominate someone, because if you didn't, you could just pick on old people, couldn't you, in those days, because you know that.
You could have ordeals by tickling. They genuinely had all kinds of ordeals. Ordeals by water, ordeals by fire, and so on. But there is a car game.
Is it that one where you've got to keep your hand on the car? Yeah, and then the last one wins it.
You see?
Yeah.
You do know it.
Yes, I do.
Dale Winton presented, I think on Channel 5, an endurance game show based on a Japanese original called Touch the Truck. That's Dale, that's on
I'd
top
love
of it.
to watch that.
That's
Just
him.
loads of people touching a car and then that's it.
Yeah.
For an hour.
For an hour? 81 hours. It's
Well,
because...
I'd Sky Plus it and fast forward through it.
It's basically the last one to give up on touching the truck.
But it doesn't do anything, you just stand there.
No, you have to
with
touch
your
it.
hand.
Yeah, it's going 80 mile an hour. That's a game show.
You were allowed you were allowed a 10-minute break every 2 hours and 15 minutes every 6 hours.
This is made up, isn't it? No one would...
If you fell asleep, you were disqualified, so you had to stay awake. You couldn't just lie on the car with your hand on it. So you had to be consciously touching it. And the idea was the last person left touching it won it. And the winner, you probably want to know all about him, I expect. He won the truck, obviously, and he sold it in order to raise funds to stand as a political...
Arm surgery.
No. To stand as a political candidate. He stood for Kingston and Surbiton at the 2001 general election. There was a turnout of 49,093 people, and he secured 54 votes.
Wow. We do it in New Zealand. It's a radio show contest. It quite often happens. Yeah, we're probably the last country still doing it. It's the only way you can get your cars back in New Zealand.
Doing it on radio sounds even weirder to me, I have to say.
They're still touching it? They're still touching it?
Do you have to drop
Still touching it?
No, they interview the people who are touching the car. So right. I've got John here. How's it going? Ah, good. I'm still touching it. You know. How many hours now? 7.
Anyway, that's it. That's basically a game show inspired by a Dark Ages... endurance test, yeah. Extraordinary, isn't it? Who invented the aeroplane?
It's Orville and Wilbur Wright.
Oh, I'm sorry to say... I'm very sorry to say that is the wrong answer.
Is it the Wrong Brothers?
It's not the Wrong Brothers. Very good, Peter. Thank you very much. No, John Stringfellow of Chard in Somerset successfully flew the first engine-powered aeroplane in 1848. It was a model aeroplane, but it was an aeroplane. It went quite a long way. The Wright brothers, from your lovely country of the United States of so on, they flew for less than 12 seconds a journey that actually would have covered less than half the wingspan of a Boeing jumbo jet, Orville and Wilbur.
But what about the hot air balloon?
Hot air balloon that I think is usually ceded to the Montgolfier brothers, isn't it?
I would think that would have been before the plane.
It was in the 18th century.
Didn't the Chinese invent the hot air balloon in like
Stop harping on about the wrong brothers.
The Chinese invented a lot of things. We may indeed come to some of the Chinese inventions later on in the programme. Darts.
Football.
And, of course, China. It sounds odd, but it's true.
What struck me about your statement was that he was from a place called Chard. Yeah.
Chard.
That sounds like the kind of town you'd want to get away from.
Yes.
Chard.
Yes, he did run away and he moved to the village of Badly Burned in Dorset. Who invented, ladies and gentlemen, the telephone?
I'm not going to say it.
No.
I'm not going to say it.
No thoughts? No thoughts?
Aristarchus.
You're quite right. You're quite right. It's suspicious because the answer is certainly not Alexander Graham Bell. Right.
Who's the first person to do 2 baked bean cans and a bit of string? Who did
Not recorded, as far as I know.
Valerie Singleton invented the phone.
Valerie Singleton.
I know that Louis Daguerre, who invented the photography, typical bloke, see, he invented photography and a couple of days later persuaded a local barmaid to take her top off. Then you take a picture. That's blokes for you, isn't it, really? Yeah, so, I've invented photography, this wonderful...
Well, it was ever thus.
And who invented the telephone, though?
Do you want to know? All right, I'll tell you. Antonio Meucci, Italian-born scientist, he invented the telephone. He'd perfected it by 1871, couldn't afford the patent. But do you know what happened? It was being assessed for a patent in the offices of Western Union. It fell into the hands of a young Scottish engineer called Alexander Graham Bell.
Look at that.
Boo! He grabbed the chance and patented it in his own name. Meucci took him to court, but died before the judgment was given, leaving Bell to claim his place in history. What do we say to Alexander Graham Bell? Boo! Isn't that wicked? Isn't it as wicked as you get? Isn't that... It's wicked.
That's what we'd have said in Look at him. I don't even like the look at him. Look at him. He doesn't even know how to use it. He doesn't even know how to use it. You think you're going to slay this?
Back in the old... No, let's have respect for this. This poor man... This poor man deserves respect. A quite interesting thing that Alexander Graham Bell said. He said when he was asked what the future of the telephone was, he said, "I truly believe that one day there will be a telephone in every town in America." Who invented the theory of relativity?
Oh,
this is one of your... Oh, so little trust in the world.
It was Albert Egmont. I'm not going to say.
He was a very great physicist.
Which one?
Theory of relativity.
Which one?
The theory of relativity. Not the special one, not the general one. Very good question. The first theory of relativity. That put to rest Aristotle's theory of absolute rest, in fact. Because you're a bit of an old science bod.
Yeah, but, you know, not in a way that I'd like to be quizzed on television about.
I bet it turns out to be Einstein and an elaborate bluff.
How much do you want to risk the...
The cloak of doubt.
Big hitter. The biggest, really.
Newton.
Second biggest, then.
Einstein.
Oh, did you say Einstein? All that care! You took so much care not to say Einstein.
You know, fish bite hooks.
No, Galileo Galilei. I'm thinking of Galileo.
He just did telescopes.
Tell him. Put him right about Galileo. Just founder of all modern physics.
Could he make a good pasta sauce?
Anyway, there we are. Einstein was responsible for the special and the general theories of relativity in 1905 and 1915 or 16. 15, I think you're right, yes, respectively. But the original idea of relativity was Galileo's. We ought to hear it from Mary Anderson, 1903.
Mary Anderson.
Do you know about Mary Anderson?
I do. Mary
Tell
Anderson.
me about her.
She invented the windscreen wiper.
Yeah, absolutely. You are a phantom.
Well, what I love about that is that it had to be a woman who invented the windscreen wiper, because up until then, men have been going, "Don't be silly, dear, I can see perfectly well." Of course it was a woman.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, she noticed tram drivers, streetcar drivers, having to stop every now and move snow away, and she invented it in 1903, and really there just weren't enough cars. And by the time it was useful, her patent had elapsed, so she made not a cent from it.
Well, it's the same as Dorothy Levitt, who invented the rear-view mirror. So women enabled you to see where you were going and where you'd been.
They did it to do their lipstick.
No, Dorothy Levitt. Dorothy Levitt recommended that you take your compact mirror and place it on the dash so that you could see behind you. And she was the person who invented the rear-view mirror. But again, she didn't make any money out of it because there was no patent.
Oh, well, I'm very impressed you knew about Mary Anderson, and we should indeed pay, due courtesy to it. Anyway, you know how they used to have men with red flags walking in front of cars?
Well, yes.
Yes.
I've heard of such
I don't remember it.
Oh!
What a trick.
Because they never did.
They're not?
They never did, no. They had a Red Flag Act, which was a little bit earlier, and it meant if you were in a steam...
See, it tricks you now. It doesn't feel like it's a question.
A steam
It feels
bus.
like it's in the
I
conversation.
know.
Yeah.
It was a trap. It was a wicked trap. I'm very ashamed of
So
myself.
nobody ever had to follow a car? I've
No.
seen a drawing of somebody doing it.
The
I know
Red Flag
drawings
Act
aren't necessarily real.
I saw a drawing of a unicorn once.
Yes.
The Red Flag Act of 1865 required men known as stalkers to walk 60 yards in front of a vehicle.
60 yards?
Yes, carrying a red flag. But it lasted
Miles
in
in front. It's back there, it's coming.
It lasted in
Any minute
1878. So it was only relevant to traction engines and steam buses. From 1878 to 1896, the flag was optional. And in 1896, it was abolished. And by then, there were no more than 80 cars in the UK. So there was never a time when cars were preceded by red flags in the UK. Name 3 Scottish inventions.
Oh, and you're going to say they weren't invented in Scotland.
I don't know, depends what you say.
Well, television is always the one that's sort of claimed, and they say, because John Logan Baird came up with one system. He came up with one system which wasn't used.
Alexander Graham Bell robbed the telephone.
Quite right, so certainly not Alexander Graham Bell.
Haggis.
Haggis, no. Not even haggis, you'd think, wouldn't you? Haggis was invented in ancient Rome.
Rubber tyres, we love.
Ah, rubber tyres you can have. I'll give you that. Dunlop. I'll give you Dunlop, yeah. But just to get through things that weren't. Kilts were not. They were Irish. And the word kilt is a Danish word. Hogmanay is a French word. Did you know that? Yeah, aiguille à neuf, it's a French word. Whiskey was Italian. Even before that, probably Chinese, yeah? It's amazing, isn't it? What, have you done anything in this bloody world, you may wonder? I will now tell you what they've invented. Yes. Scotch inventions and discoveries include adhesive stamps, the Australian national anthem, the Bank of England, bicycle pedals, the breech-loading rifle, you notice I'm going in alphabetical order, Bovril, the cell nucleus, chloroform, the cloud chamber, cornflower, a cure for malaria, the decimal point, the Encyclopedia Britannica, fountain pens, fingerprinting, hypnosis, hypodermic syringes, insulin, the kaleidoscope, the lawnmower, lime cordial, logarithms, lorries, marmalade, matches, motor insurance, paraffin, piano pedals, the postmark, pneumatic tyres, radar, the reflecting telescope, savings banks, the screw propeller, the speedometer, the steam hammer, raincoats, tarmac, teleprinters, tubular steel, typhoid vaccine, ultrasound scanners, the United States Navy, Universal Standard Time, vacuum flasks, wave-powered electricity generations, and wire rope. Hey! Goodness me, thank you. Well, you should be applauding the inventive Scots.
Yeah, and the population of Scotland's never been more than 5 million, so that's quite an achievement.
It is
for that
shortbread.
Scotch eggs, Scotch pancakes.
Dundee cake.
Scotch tape.
Yes, but Alex... Sitting in doorways, singing and crooning in a weirdly, inexplicably husky voice for some reason. I don't know why they do that. Where's that come from, that voice?
Why are there...
I know you gobshite. That's, sorry, for some reason, what they say to me. But no, Alexander Graham Bell, for all that we've rather traduced him, he was involved in sonar, and he developed a hydrofoil which travelled at 70 miles an hour in 1919. He had a metal detector. It was used to find the bullet on Garfield, the president, after he'd been shot by an assassin's bullet, and unfortunately it didn't work. They didn't find the bullet. He said it was confused by the bed springs. So Garfield died. So there we are. Lots and lots of Scottish things.
Name something that was invented in either Shaky Town or Shady Town.
I mean, I'm hoping this is a Shakin' Stevens question.
Oh!
Because I know a lot about him.
Why?
Because I was a big fan of him as a child. And you know the stuff you learnt... Well, child, as a teenager.
It's inexcusable.
It's not inexcusable. He was a... Let me tell you, tomorrow is Shakin' Stevens' 73rd birthday.
No.
And I still would. Because...
Yes.
Not only...
Yeah.
Is he gorgeous? But when you're young, those kind of things go in. I know his birthday, favourite colour, indigo, real name, Michael Barrett, stage name, taken from his old school friend, Stephen van der Valk, who took the name.
Can I just say, I've no idea how we got here. That's all. I wanted to get to seismology and geology.
Is it something to do with... Is Shaky Town something to do with, like, an earthquake machine?
It's exactly right. So, modern seismology began in Comry village, so it's in Perthshire. It's your part of the world, isn't it?
Up in Scotland?
Scotland, yeah.
An earthquake machine in Scotland?
Yes, it's known as Shaky Town. How's that?
Very good. That was brilliant.
Shaky Town. So, incredible number of earthquakes, which you maybe wouldn't even think of in Scotland. The late 18th to the mid-19th century, thousands of earthquakes. There is a thing called the Highland Boundary Fault, and the position of this town is astride the fault. And it still records more and stronger tremors than anywhere else in Britain. It is officially Britain's shakiest town. And so they wanted to measure it, and it's the very first purpose-built seismology station in the world, known as Earthquake House. It's basically a hut in a field, if I'm honest with you.
Looks like a public toilet.
I know. It's so British. Look what we've made.
But you open the door and you can see to the core of the earth.
It was instigated by the Comry pioneers, basically the local postmaster. He devised one of the earliest measures for earthquakes. So a 10 was a quake that they had in October of 1839, which was felt over most of Scotland.
That's when the teapot rattles.
Yeah. So the Comry scale is different scales of quake. So number 10, massive quake in 1839. And then number 1 I like is called just sensible.
What?
Yeah, just capable of being sensed.
It's a quiver.
Oh. It's more of a... Oh, we've all had those.
That's a different kind of earthquake.
Is that it? Yeah. So, incredibly simple mechanism. You get 2 wooden beams. You get one going north and south and one going east and west like that, with wooden cylinders of various sizes on top. And it took various sizes of quake to get the cylinders to fall off. But it's not very complicated. And then Sod's Law stepped in. They built the earthquake house. And that coincided pretty much with the end of the great era of earthquakes in Comry.
If the earthquake had just moved on.
Yeah.
Oh, they've built something. Let's go.
Yeah. But we now realise that this hut is of historic significance, and they've, in fact, updated it with modern equipment so sensitive it picked up the tsunami on Boxing Day 2004 in Indonesia. So that is
No way.
Yeah. Right, so we've done Shaky Town. Let's go to Shady Town. It is, I can tell you, also in Scotland. Any thoughts?
A place where the sun never shines?
Yes, darling, it is. Lochranza on Arran. It is the UK's, possibly the world's, shadiest town. It gets fewer annual hours of sunshine than anywhere else because it sits on a sort of north-facing glen on a rainy island. It has no streetlights. I have to say, I've been there, and it is extremely beautiful, but it is also the birthplace of modern geology. So we've got 2 places in Scotland that have done wonders for the study of the planet. The man is known as the father of modern geology, James Hutton. He visited in 1787, and he discovered, it was the very first example of what's called Hutton's unconformity. And I love this because I notice it and don't know what it is, but it's a junction between different types of rock formation. And he developed the idea that such formations could only have resulted over unimaginable time, so the Earth could not be young, as the Bible claimed. So I think we can just show you with some writing on the top. Can you see how you've got the ones that are the structures that are going up like that? And isn't it incredible? Anyway, he wrote a line in a 1788 paper which has Well, it's echoed through geological science ever since. The result, therefore, of our present inquiry is that we find no vestige of a beginning, no prospect of an end. It's really lovely. Modern seismology and geology were invented 60 miles from each other in Scotland. Thanks for watching.
Merriness at Christmas. Tell me about champagne. Who invented it?
The French. In the Champagne region.
No, they didn't. The grape came from Champagne, the Champagne region.
Are they
But they were not the ones who
Belgians,
invented it.
Belgians,
Monks?
Germans.
No.
English.
English.
Yes, English.
Oh,
Just got there first.
Yep. It was by accident. It was by accident because there was something wrong with the bottle and the wine went fizzy and they liked it.
No, this was the myth that the French put out in the 19th century about Dom Perignon.
Oh.
They claimed that by accident it went fizzy and he said, come in, everybody, I'm drinking the stars. And it's all absolute bollocks. It was the 16th century the British started importing this green flat wine from the Champagne region and they added sugar and molasses to make it sparkle. Everyone makes ginger beer, it goes very fizzy. This culture, you know.
I'm sorry. Who among this table has ever made ginger beer?
Yes, thank you. A surprising ally. And it multiplies, doesn't it? You can't get rid of the stuff. It's a culture, like yogurt. So when
They should have a ginger beer episode on Doctor Who, because it takes
They're like
over
aliens.
the planet. I made vodka as well.
Moscow mules.
Yes, ginger beer and vodka. You could have made your own Moscow mules.
Oh, bollocks.
Fine drink. Anyway, it's 3 times more pressure than in a car tyre inside a bottle of champagne. So you need a very strong glass, and the British had the technology by that time, 16th, 17th century we're getting to. And we had quite good corks. But Dom Perignon invented the wire cage to go over the cork, and he also did the blending. Do you drink it?
No, Guinness.
Do you drink it?
A Guinness? No. I've served it a few times, know how to pull it correctly, which is a piece of information that hasn't transferred over here at all. You have to let it sit, you have to let it go black, and then you have to push it back so no more gas goes into it. 5/12 of an inch is the ideal head around the top. And if somebody paints a shamrock into it, you're allowed to stab them in the eye with a fork.
Who invented straight roads? Alan.
The Romans.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I'm afraid not.
You haven't caught me or anything because I knew that was going to happen.
Did you? Did you? Yes. It's
and
not.
I'll have you know that they did.
No, they didn't. They rebuilt. They rebuilt a lot of straight roads that were already there.
The Romans would make a road that would go 50, 100 miles.
Yes.
Stane Street, that goes from Chichester to London, is 60 or 70 miles long. No one thought to go that far in a straight line until they did.
I think in terms of distance, you may well be right, that they probably built the longest straight roads, but there were
People
many...
would come across the Roman road and go, blimey, this must be a Roman road. They invented going really, really far in a straight line.
Yes, which wasn't the question, sadly. Oh, would that it had been.
But the Romans, presumably, never in the end really got anywhere because all roads lead to Rome.
Indeed. No, there was a dense network of roads in the pre-Roman Iron Age of very straight roads, but you're quite right, they weren't as vast.
Do you know that in America, some of the roads in the Midwest are so straight and go on straight for so long that then they have to make a right turn and then go straight
Really?
again.
Because people go loopy, is it?
No, to account for the curvature of the Earth so that it conforms to the map.
Good God. That's fantastic. Well, there you are.
And do you know that in Montana, a policeman will pull you over because he's lonely? It happens to me all the time.
Why do the Americans drive on the right?
Well, I guess because we invented the f***ing car.
I'm awfully sorry to put you right on that, but you didn't even come close to inventing it.
We invented
the first 2 Germans who got there way before. Another proof, of course, is that in Ireland there were many, many, many straight roads, and the Irish were never invaded by the Romans, were you? You never
They never got as far as us, absolutely not.
absolutely.
Which we actually do regret to this day because we have no great architecture that dates back to then. We have a lack
We've got cromlechs.
Well, we have our own little, mounds and stuff that we're quite happy with, that I had to drag my sorry ass around on school trips for.
Boys, we're off to see a mound today.
And our imagination ran riot, but it was never what we expected.
And do you know why the grass is greener in Ireland than over here?
Is it because of limestone in the
No,
grass?
it's because you're all over here walking on ours. Complete the following sentence using the appropriate adverb. That's the word that usually ends in ly. So, the first practical dishwasher was invented to wash dishes more quickly.
Yes.
Oh dear, no.
Thoroughly.
Not thoroughly.
Cleanly.
Oh dear. You're doing well on the adverbs.
Yes,
but it's neither quickly nor cleanly.
More often than women could be asked to.
Daily.
Not more.
See what I did there?
Not more daily, no. It's
Steamily.
Profoundly.
Slowly.
not more slowly, but
fastly.
Safely.
Safely is the right answer.
Well done.
Well done, Jessica. Excellent.
Yeah, the inventor was an American woman, and she was very rich, so she didn't need to wash the dishes herself, so it wasn't done as a labour...
Mrs. Hotpoint.
Her name was Cochrane.
Oh, mama!
Joe...
You thought Raymond Davis was foxy.
Yeah. She was from a quite grand family. Her great-great-grandfather, John Crazy Fitch, invented the steamboat because he said, I'm going to get this boat, it's going to have steam driving the wheels. And
You're crazy, John! You're crazy!
And it just sort of stuck.
Just watch me.
Yeah. But she had 17th century porcelain, which she was very fond, and her servants were forever chipping it as they washed up. And one night, she actually dismissed them for the evening, said, I'm going to wash up and show you how it can be done without chipping. And she found she was chipping things, so she said, I need to invent a machine that will wash without chipping. So the idea of the racks, to put them all in separately so they never knock against each other. And it was a huge success. And when her husband died in 1883, leaving her virtually penniless, she actually needed it. She built a small one and a big one, and a big one could do 200 dishes in 2 minutes and dry them. It cost $250, which was a huge amount then. I'm talking about the 1880s. It was really hotels and big institutions that bought them, but it won first prize at the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893.
Is that her there?
That's the wonderful World's Fair of Chicago, which was a great event in its own. They had the world's first Ferris wheel, designed by George...
Clooney.
And Mildred. First Ferris wheel.
George Ferris.
Yes, well done, you see. You've made up for a little bit of embarrassment early on. But there we are.
Thank you for watching.
All right, fingers on buzzers again, please. Who invented the moonwalk? Oh, Sean's in quickly. Michael Jackson. Oh! No. He certainly may have popularised it, if that's the word. It probably isn't.
Winston Churchill.
No, Michael Jackson got his inspiration from Jeffrey Daniel, who was a member of the soul group called Shalimar. Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, yes. We're gonna make this a night to remember.
Why did I say that?
Tonight. We're gonna make this a night to remember.
Lovely. Very good. Very good. Ah, lovely.
No, I don't know that.
It's terrific. Thank you. This man, Jeffrey Daniel, was not the inventor. Bill Bailey. Wow.
That's actually taken in space, that bit.
That's actually the wrong man, because the inventor of the moonwalk was Bill Bailey, and we can see the real Bill Bailey now, I hope. Oh, wow. Look at him. And he's just about to do it. There we go.
Look at that. Wow.
Isn't he great?
I don't think he is. I think he's rubbish.
Oh. Do you know of any other famous people who've had your name?
Well, there's Axl Rose, of course.
Is his real name Bill Bailey?
Axl Rose, lead singer of Guns N' Roses. His real name is Bill Bailey.
Oh, well, that's very good.
They thought Guns and Baileys was rubbish.
I have a dormitory at University of Colorado named after me.
Have you really? Rich Hall. Oh, he's singing. The last man to be hanged in America was a Bill Bailey.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Really? What was his? What did he? Was his crime?
I'm afraid I know no more about
Terrible dancing and a silly hat.
Moonwalking in a built-up area.
You do know there's an animal that can moonwalk? It's a wonderful little bird called a mannequin bird. Do you want to see a mannequin bird?
Yes.
Yeah. Moonwalking. I think
please.
it will give you pleasure. It's funnier.
This is not to remember.
Get ready.
Isn't it great? That is the loveliest bird. In very 70s yellow trousers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And that's all it does.
Oh, yeah. It's a delight.
You just have a programme of animals doing, like, 80s dances. There's some worms doing body popping, you know.
What's he doing? Is he trying to lure?
Attract a female.
Attract a female.
Colour and movement.
Here's the best one.
That's the one they like.
It's funnier every time.
It does. Let's hear it for the assured comedy stylings of the mannequin bird. There you go.
Do you know who invented the U-bend?
Thomas Crapper.
Yes. No.
Thomas U-bend?
Walter Closet.
Crapper is often credited with inventing it. He didn't. He patented one. He did invent the bullcock, you know, the bit that goes up and down.
The one in my dressing room is faulty.
Is it?
The toilet's running the whole time.
Right.
The system's just refilling a little bit every 30 seconds.
But, darling, I'm a lesbian. Why didn't you call? I'm not...
Even see anywhere on the panel how you would get my favourite tool, as you know, the Allen key, in to remove the panel.
I always carry a small penknife, and I have the most brilliant little screwdriver in here, and I absolutely can take the back of that toilet off because I've done my own. So it...
I was wondering what we were going to do after the show, and...
When do lesbians get these DIY lessons?
I think it's a natural skill.
It's just a natural thing.
When I give up being on telly, I'm going to start a company called Dial a Dyke.
I just think your phone would never stop ringing, can you? You need to do one advert on telly, one very low-budget advert, put a number up, and that would be it.
Right, moving on. Crapper's U-bend, really just a slight improvement on the groundbreaking S-bend. And what were they both for, the U-bend and the S-bend? Why is it in the toilet?
Well, it creates a trap and it stops odours.
That is correct, and the S-bend was invented by a Scotsman called Alexander Cumming in 1775. He's really interesting. This is a strange Scandinavian extra fact. He designs...
Oh, I love it, I love it. I'm so excited, hey.
He designed some of the equipment for a polar expedition that went there in 1773, and so in the Norwegian archipelago there's an island named after him, Coming Uya. Who do you think invented the flushing toilet in the first place?
Mr. Flushing?
It would have been the Chinese or the Egyptians or someone, because we were still going down pipes and having people carry it off in buckets.
Yeah.
Even as recently as 1970s.
Yeah, today in your dressing room.
I'm continually flushing, John. That's the issue. I need a dyke.
I will...
Is it going to be something ancient Greeky, Romany?
It's more than 4,000 years ago. It's Bronze Age. Astonishing.
Really?
There's a place in Santorini, the Greeks, Akrotiri, a Bronze Age settlement, and there's a flushing toilet on the second floor of this building, and it's from 1700 BC. So,
wow.
Yeah, long time ago. Communal toilets in the Indus Valley, flushed by water, so... Humans have been getting rid of their shit that way a long time.
Very clever.
Yep.